Oh, I missed it.
A damn good time podcast.
Back again
to
melt your ears
with a damn good time. Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm Steve Schaefer.
I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a damn good time podcast.
Hit him with it.
Hit him with it. We're back
Hey, yo.
again this week, baby.
Baby.
You already know we'd be. You already know
What'd
where to
you
find
expect?
us. Yeah. What else did you expect? Say it to my face. I'm just kidding. I'm getting aggressive. I'm coming in hot.
Bring it back down.
Coming in hot.
It's a damn good time.
Not
Not a hot
Hey,
time.
man, sometimes you gotta have a damn good time going hot, baby.
You gotta go hot. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Sometimes it's fun going hot.
Yeah. Sometimes the hot guy makes it fun.
Yeah. You know, you gotta get a little wild and crazy. But yeah. Yeah.
Feeling the flow.
Yeah. I'm feeling the flow.
Feeling the flow.
Doing the bull dance.
Doing the bowl dance.
Feeling the flow.
Look at me.
I mean, I guess we probably should have talked about this off camera. I don't know if this will be good audio, but I got to check something with our OBS settings. So remember whenever we had like a lag between us watching it on the monitors here versus what we were saying,
Yeah.
and then I got that switched around, tuned up a little bit to where it's
Tuned it up.
better.
Mhm.
Now, whenever I pull the raw audio versus the video and audio,
Okay.
the music in the background don't match up
Okay.
at all. So I'm wondering if even on the live feed, if we're sitting here, a damn good time, and we're like singing it to the beat, and then the beat's like,
It's
beep,
all
boop,
messed
boop.
up.
We're like, a
I
damn
hope
good
so.
time. Beep, boop, boop. Like,
And this then goes to show you how much we listen to ourselves, which is none, and which is terrible. We need to do
well,
as well.
so the thing is, the raw audio that you would hear if you watched it on YouTube or got it on Spotify
No raw dogging.
syncs up with what we hear in our mic or in our cans here.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling if we watch the live video, then that's where it's only off by like a half to 1 second. So I don't think it really kills the viewing
No, it just
experience.
looks like we suck at dancing,
And it's
and our rhythm is terrible.
Well, yeah. And they're like, anybody watches this, like, of course white dudes don't have fucking rhythm, dude.
Or maybe it's making us perfect.
Or we look like fucking Steve Martin from The Jerk.
Hey, either one, I'll take it.
But yeah, hey, I don't know. I haven't really looked into that too much. I just know whenever I go to edit it out, that first little clip, the music doesn't sync up from raw audio to the video. So
We'll check it.
yeah, whatever.
Check it. I'll look into it.
Okay.
I'll do some D&D.
Do some research. D&D? You're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons? I think you meant R&D.
I'm a deep dive into it.
That's just DD. That's not D and you're gonna deep and dive.
I'm a deep and dive into
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I think you meant you were gonna do some R&D.
So I'm in sales, so there's D&D, but it's different.
What the fuck does D&D mean in sales?
I forget. But it's a thing. I don't know. I'm terrible. Fired.
God, here, let's Google it. Maybe it'll make you better at your job if you know what you're actually doing.
No, if you Google D&D, it's just going to be like, hey.
What does D and D mean in sales?
It means Dungeons and Dragons. Death and dismemberment. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Death and
Dishwasher
dismemberment.
and disposal.
Yeah, so I saw dishwashers, and you know that?
Yeah. All right. Maybe. Here's a fun fact. Here's the kind of 2-bit operation I worked for at one point in time.
Yeah.
They promoted me to operations manager, and I'll call them out because they're not even in this area anymore. I don't even know if they're still in Texas.
They might not even exist anymore. They got bought out.
Sweco Wellhead, they promoted me to operations manager, and I asked my boss, I'm like, okay, so what does that entail? Is there like a job description? And he's like, you could probably just Google search job description for operations manager, and you'll get the gist of what we expect of you. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, what does that even mean?
So I would have been like operations manager of a candy store.
Yeah.
All right, man, I got it. I'm gonna make sure the sweets are good.
I mean,
You show up with a bag of Skittles for it, be like, quality check.
I didn't want to pry or argue or, make a big fuss about it.
Yeah.
Because they were paying me well per hour, and I banked I made I made a lot of money there.
Sure.
Like, probably twice what I'm making right now.
It'd be good money.
So I didn't give a fuck. Okay, so I Googled it. I'm like, sure, I'll do that.
Well, that's why you got the title. Just so they're like,
Yeah.
this is why we pay this guy his money. You know?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
But no, it's so fucking funny now that now that I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser, it's like, oh, maybe this isn't a company I should be working for. But at the same time, or it's like, maybe this is the type of company I should be working for.
They also needed a fall guy, too. No, that was our operations manager's fault. That goes on him.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. They never pulled any shit like that. That one was just like, hey, the price of oil's down, so we got to cut some fat. And apparently,
Operation manager goes first.
I guess.
You're higher up.
Bro, that's the thing. I thought.
keep the grunts.
Sorry, excuse me. But I was willing to go back to be a grunt. I'm like, dude, I'll go. Like, I know more than any other fucking techie got out there. Just put me back in the field. I don't care the prices. Keep my job. And they're like, nope. I'm like, all right, fuck off, whatever.
Well, then they got to cut your pay. Then they got to explain that, and then you can get them in trouble. There's a lot,
I think you're allowed to cut pay if your title changes, if you go down.
I don't know. I don't know all the logistics of it.
I don't either. And then even if I got it would have been a couple bucks an hour, and I would have racked more fucking hours. So I would have still.
Yeah.
Because when I got that promotion, I didn't really make less money. I just worked less, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So either way, I just thought that was funny.
Well, it's like more vacation time. They may look at different factors.
No, it was. They told me to Google search my fucking job description. There was no benefit change or vacation change.
Oh, some Willy Wonka now.
The only difference was I just called people and told them what to do instead of somebody calling me and telling me what to do. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing that changed. And then if there were problems, then I was expected to go out in the field and solve them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that was really the only thing that changed. Instead of being the guy that went to all the jobs, I just had to go help when they fucked up.
Yeah, so you're pretty much Willy Wonka.
I was.
Because who's in head of operations at, the Wonka factory?
Well, I think he was like CEO and shit.
But which Loompa was in charge? Because I didn't see one. Did you see one?
Do you think that there was a hierarchy between them, or do you think they were all like?
Gotta be. I mean, come on.
They all looked exactly the same. I feel like it was a hive mind.
To us, they all look exactly the same.
Well,
but
in the new adaptation of it, they were exactly all the same. It was one dude that they superimposed over 1,000 times. Like they CGI'd him. They all look exactly the same. In the old school one, it was in fact a bunch of different little people actors, but they dressed them up to look the same.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like
there's got to be hierarchy, right?
I don't know. I like to think of them as like one big hive mind, like they're one entity.
And like just make the chocolates and the mother bee survives, and they're like scientists and stuff.
And abuse kids.
But then you went into different rooms, and
then
some are wearing coats with a badge, and like, I'm a scientist,
Yeah.
So it's like, well, no, he's a scientist, so he's dictation.
Think of it as one human body. My hand looks like my foot,
but they're not. So,
but one doesn't overrule the other. What overrules them is the mind, and that's Willie himself.
I'm saying when they clock out and they're downstairs in the basement they live in, obviously because they got orange pigment skin, so they can't go in the sun.
Yeah. Or do they get in the sun more?
Or they live on the roof. One of the two.
Yeah.
There's got to be at least one of them. It's like, no, that's kind of bullshit, man.
Yeah.
And another one being like, shut up. We're going back to work.
Yeah. Shut up. I'm getting jerked off first, and then everybody else afterwards.
Do you remember that cave we came out of?
Yeah. They get fed, like, nobody eats till I get first bite,
Right. There's got to be something.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of them just being like a one.
Yeah, because that's an easy answer. That's an easy answer. But to me, there's got to be.
Is it easy or is it more complex?
No, that's easy.
The easy answer is set it up like any fucking job any Joe Schmo would have.
Well,
imagine you walk into a restaurant and it's all one hive mind.
The only way the hive mind works is that if one of them revolts, they kill it. So,
like a cancerous cell.
Yeah. Cancerous cell. I mean, you can. I think
maybe they were
some beehives do that.
Maybe after the bitch turns into a fucking big old blueberry. Afterwards, the after effects, they give her they take her, roll her away, they give her some medicine, and then she's becomes an Oompa Loompa. And then whether or not she's stronger or weaker than the other parts of the hive mind, then they kill her for sure.
May or may not drowned in the chocolate river.
Well, it was a fat kid. Well, yeah. Was it the fat kid that drowned in the chocolate river? Because he got stuck in the pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, well,
and I'm referencing the very first Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder and shit. I'm referencing that one because I don't know the Tim Burton adaptation very well. Cause,
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Because I know this is going to sound insane. I don't like Tim Burton films.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not a huge fan.
How many of them have you watched?
Well, the Batmans.
Okay.
And then I watched Willy Wonka. Didn't like it.
Nightmare Before Christmas?
Watched it. Didn't like it.
That hurts a lot of people right there.
I'm sure. I'm sorry. It's just not for me, I guess.
Yeah.
What's Alice in Wonderland? Watched it. Didn't like it. And I get, sure, he's an artist and it's all like super grand and very colorful and very awesome. And I get that kind of aspect to it, but to me, it's overstimulation, I think.
Okay.
It's almost too much.
To me, it's like, I know what he's going for. It's kind of like the dark hero situation.
I will say, I remember liking Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
I remember liking Edward Scissorhands.
I do hate them all.
I do remember liking the Batmans, but I like the newer adaptations where it's less, in your face.
Maybe you need to get back and watch them again.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't know. I think I like most of them. Like The Nightmare Before Christmas. I remember as kids watching that a bunch, and it's just probably because it was different back then too.
Yeah. I think we've discussed this before. Is that a Halloween or a Christmas movie?
I mean, it's supposed to be a Christmas movie, essentially, but it's just very geared to Halloween.
Talk a lot about Halloween in it. Yeah.
But it's like...
because it is before Christmas.
Yeah, and the Sandman's trying to kidnap Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So, and he's got worms in his belly. It's gross, but weird.
Yeah. Don't like it. I'm sorry.
Hey... That's fine.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks sometimes.
That's
fine,
know.
And I will say, like, maybe I should go back and watch them again, and maybe I'll form another opinion. I highly doubt it because I just remember just disliking it.
There's some people that don't like Quentin Tarantino films. Like they're just like it's stupid.
It's
I
similar
don't like how it jumps around, or like I don't like this, I don't like that. Like
but I love Quentin Tarantino movies.
I know, I do too.
Yeah.
And I also enjoy, I just enjoy the idea. Like, I'm not a big fan of gruesome horror movies.
Yeah, me neither. I'm actually not a huge fan of the horror genre.
Horror genre in general.
Yeah.
In general, I'm not like suspense, drama, that kind of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. But just like the horror, like the I don't know, what's a good example? Let's say the Saws, maybe. I mean, that was more suspenseful than I guess it was.
The Saw was a little more drama suspense with a little gore action in it, but like I don't know, some of the slasher films like the Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger's, I never watched a single one of the Purges. Never really.
No, I never did.
Had zero interest in it.
Because I was at that age where I was like old enough to like decide if I wanted to watch them or not. I'm like, I know I don't give a shit about this.
I did like The Ring back in the day. That one was kind of cool.
That was different. With the Blair Witch Project that came out when we were like high school and shit.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of that.
That was stupid. It was neat how it was shot and everything. I get that, but
Scream, I did kind of like Scream. and I Know What You Did Last Summer. I kind of like that one too, but that was more of like kind of I wouldn't say the first horror film that
was
I watched.
the end of my horror films, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because then it was like you were younger and you're more naive. Once I got older, and it's like,
and I feel like that was more of like a teen party movie mixed in with the horror aspect to it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is, actually, because back in the day, my dad liked a lot of the slasher horror films, and my brother still does. Sorry, Scott, I'm going to call you out here, but when we were young, he'd get scared, and then he was scared and he wouldn't sleep at night, and we shared a room, and I'm like, fuck this. I fucking hate horror movies because I don't get to sleep now because Scott's afraid. Sorry, Scott. I'm putting you on blast, but
hey, he's good. Whatever.
But now he loves the genre, though. He loves it.
To me, now that I watch like shit like that, it's so predictable. Like I already know who the killer is in the room, or I know like because they always make it the guy that's not, or the guy that's like you're not thinking about, or it's like a guy that made a cameo for 5 seconds and then he appears back and then he's in it for 2 minutes and then it's like then he disappears again and you're like nobody's thinking about that guy. Oh shit, it was that guy the whole time. It's like you're not surprising me anymore.
Yeah,
really. And sometimes they do, but for the most part they don't.
And don't get me wrong, because I do enjoy like a good jump scare. I like that good like what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
and that makes you like kind of jostle.
Yeah.
I love that. Your heart kind of skips a beat. Your adrenaline kind of gets going a little bit. Like that shit's cool. But now they've turned them on to like weird psychological thriller type things where it's like, ugh, here's a lady walking backwards down the stairs with her head turned around. I'm like, fuck off. Like, yeah, that's creepy, but like how many times are we gonna see that in a goddamn film to move on to the next fucking thing? Like,
how are you with like the gruesome shit, like
blood and gore?
Yeah,
I like blood and gore.
I mean, I'm blood and gore to a certain extent, I guess, because like war movies, stuff like that's fine. Action movies, that's fine. Like somebody get their head cut off, whatever, shit happens. But like, what is like the torture scene where they're like,
yeah, I don't want to see too much
when it
suffering.
goes too far. Like,
yeah,
you can give me like a quick slice of somebody's head off. They're like, oh, a head fell to the floor. Holy shit, that was crazy.
Whoa, yeah.
Take Game of Thrones, for example.
Yeah.
Like, they got gory, but they never got like too gory where it's like, oh, I'm going to pull your fingernails out. And I'm like, oh,
well, they did have fucking Reek.
Oh, yeah, Reek. Yeah, I did not like that scene. I did not like any of that.
Yeah, Reek got fucked, dude. He got his dick chopped off and all that cool shit. And then whenever that one dude,
that's right. I did not like that episode.
What was the bastard? Right. What was his name? I can't remember his fucking name. But then he would like feed the people to the dogs and shit. And I'm like, that's because then when you see the people suffer too much, then you start to feel bad for them.
Right.
If you know what I mean, like, you just got your head chopped off. Quick death. That sucks. But hey, man, at least you didn't feel too much. I don't think you did.
Right.
I don't know. But if you're drawing it out, like, oh, no, man. Oh, now I feel bad for this person.
Yeah.
That's the little empath in me kind of kicks in, and I start to feel bad for the people.
Yeah, I think that's my problem. That's like the torture scenes are just like, oh.
Too much.
Yeah, it's terrible. But anyways, yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, that's how we start this show off.
Damn good time. Hey,
damn good time.
Hey, torture scenes. No, we're just talking about movies, but it just kind of is what it is. But
so, what's going on with your week? How you been? What's up? What's new? What's fresh?
Freshy fresh this week would be. I got nothing.
All right, cool.
Another good week of having 2 toddlers, being crazy.
Kids in the back going fucking crazy.
Yeah, Charlotte's just crazy about her electronics.
Yeah.
Loves her TV, loves her iPad, just wants that shit
Who doesn't?
24/7.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Jacko crazy about his dinosaur. He's a dinosaur boy.
Coming into a dinosaur age.
He's getting dinosaur down pretty good. I mean, he's not saying dinosaur. It's more like, I saw. Their vocabulary's getting there. It's just not there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The words, sometimes you get one clear as day, but it's not like you're getting like complete senses yet. But they're twins. They're twins, and the development takes a little extra time.
And it'll fucking snap. One day, it'll just snap.
And I'll be like, shut up.
Like, yeah, stand up and talk. And then once they do, you're like, sit down and shut up. You know? Like,
yeah, I already see that coming. So,
but still, like, I just remember with our kids, it was like, I was like, come on, use your words. What do you want? And they're like, meh, 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 meh. And like, no, come on, you can say it. And then it seems like 2 days later, they're like, hello, Father. May I please have a cheese stick? And like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? You know, like,
cheese stick now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So it's been crazy mayhem. Work busy, kids, just not much else going on. Get some video games in here and there.
Yeah.
Me and you got a nice Diablo session in, which
we had a good Diablo day on Sunday. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a damn good time.
It was a damn good time. I guess the kids were napping. I'm like, all right, I'm jumping on, and like we happened to rally up to all the boys, so that was fun.
Yeah. Got Tyler in. We got Matt, my neighbor. Shout out, Matt. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. We're barreling down on my birthday coming up soon. Trying to figure out something to do for that.
Yeah.
I'm off that half of that week anyways. Trying to figure out what I want to do for that.
What day does it fall on?
Wednesday. So I had vacation time roll over. So I'm off the 27th, which is my birthday, the 28th, the 29th, and obviously the weekend until Sunday I do a little bit of work, but not much.
Yeah.
So I had some vacation time roll over, and I had to use it by the end of March. So, take my birthday off, and
right at the end of the March,
Thursday, Friday off. So tax season, taxes coming back.
Yeah.
So all I really at this point tentatively have planned, I'd like to go somewhere, but it's probably just not going to happen with the kids. But maybe a little quick trip down to like the casino or something,
Yeah.
Take a little bit of that tax, take most of that tax money, pay off, a little bit of debt or whatever. Be
responsible
stuff,
with it. Yeah.
Do improvements, whatever we need to do. Be responsible. Maybe take a few $100s of it and stroll on down to the casino and spend the night there and blow a little cash, have a few drinks, and have a good night.
Sounds like a damn good time.
Yeah, so I don't know. Tentatively, that's the plan. You're going to line up a babysitter. Hopefully mom can watch them or, something like that. But
right.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or I got to take an extra part of that refund and give it to somebody to watch the kids.
Yeah.
Either way.
Right.
I'll get somebody some money to watch my kids.
Right. I'll pay you. Just come do it.
Just get a night out and do something like that. And then I don't know the rest of my vacation. I have no idea. That could be one night. That could be Thursday night into Friday. And then
sit around and play some video games.
Yeah. Well, then it goes, well, I'm not working. Do I take my kids to the babysitter and pay them still, and then just come home and play video games while my wife's working at home? And
happy birthday to you, man.
Yeah, I don't know. So maybe put the boat in the water. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. We got some good weather coming up this weekend. We're getting early spring. Maybe it'll keep rocking.
We need to fill up and do all that. But hey, it's looking pretty good. So,
yeah.
Anyways, other than that, not a lot crazy this week. Seen some crazy stuff, but we'll get into that later. How was your week?
My week was pretty good. I got to travel to Waco, Texas, and Austin, Texas for work.
Nice. I like Austin.
Austin was pretty cool.
Never been to Waco.
Waco's it's like Canton, actually a little bit bigger than Canton, maybe more like an Akron.
Okay.
But Waco, what I really wanted to do when I was down there, because I like some true crime shit, especially like cult shit.
Okay.
I wanted to see where the compound that the Branch Davidians had.
Is it that Waco?
Yeah.
There are other Wacos, so
it's 100% that Waco on Mount Carmel where the Branch Davidians and David Koresh had their little religious commune, but then they started stockpiling some guns and some shit.
Yeah.
And then the ATF came in and just killed them all.
Yeah.
It was like, I think it was something like 97 total.
Yeah, I remember all that. Like they had like tanks and shit. Like
fuck yeah, and that's the thing is, so I heard this on another podcast. Is whenever it finally came to a close, they drove a tank in, tear gassed the place, and apparently tear gas is flammable, and it caught fire.
Oh,
and that's one thing. I think it was tear gas.
Mm-hmm.
I may be speaking out of turn here, but from what I remember, it was tear gas or some kind of gas. And they were even saying on the podcast, like, it's like in the Geneva Convention, you're not even supposed to like use this. And then now our fucking government's using it on our own people. You know, I don't want to get too crazy.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
Because there was some people outside of this. I think it was some.
This could go real fast, real quick.
Yeah. But either way, and they said it all started because a dog jumped a fence and one of the ATF guys got spooked and shot the dog, and then the Branch Davidians opened fire, and then it became this big standoff.
Sure.
And then the ATF ended. So now there's like a big memorial there. But my time in Waco, I was only there for a day, and I had to work. I had to work, and then I had to drive to Austin afterwards. So I didn't have a whole lot of time. And this week of work felt too much. Like I had a lot of problems I had to solve this time.
Sure.
Because normally I can go in and like inspect the machine, calibrate it. Hey, you're good. You know, it doesn't take much time to do that. You're talking like 3 to 4 hours tops on one machine. But when you run into issues and you have to fix them and you have to do this and do that and blah, then your day becomes long. So I didn't have a lot of time. I wanted to go out and see Mount Carmel.
Your damn good time got smashed up.
Yeah, by work.
Got mashed up.
By work. But I made up for that. I went to Austin. Even in Austin, like the lab I went to, I had a lot of work to do. A lot. And I was tired the first couple days. But so I was in Austin Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, flew out Friday. So in that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that 3-day span, I got on Facebook. If any of you guys follow me personally, not the podcast page,
yeah,
I reached out and said, "Hey, what's the best brisket in Austin?" And I got a lot of requests or a lot of referrals, and I got to hit up a bunch of them. And I'm gonna rank them right now for you.
Okay.
So I got to hit Tony Black's, La Barbecue, Franklin's.
Franklin's is a big one I know of.
Yep. And there's another place somebody suggested, but they're all over. That's more of a chain, and they're all over the South. And I hit them up all the time when I see them. It's called Rudy's.
Yeah.
And Rudy's does have dope fucking brisket. I'll tell you this. It's for a chain and for what it is. It's literally a gas station that you can go in and get fucking barbecue, and it's dope. It's still dope, but they're going to be on the bottom of the list because the other places did it fucking right. But so Rudy's will be 4th place. So in 3 days, I had 4 pounds of brisket. I just wanted to point that out.
Hey,
because I'm doing a carnivore thing, no carb. Yeah. I go in, I get a pound of brisket and a Diet Coke, and I smash it, right?
Yeah.
And so, like I said, Rudy's is going to be 4th. Coming in at number 3, we're going to put in, and I've been kind of stewing about this. I don't know. We're going to go La Barbecue at number 3.
Okay.
La Barbecue was still amazing, still awesome. They were all juicy, tender, smoky, everything you want out of a brisket. But La Barbecue and Franklin's are almost kind of similar, very similar.
Okay.
Franklin's was actually, you know what? I want to put Franklin's at 3.
Okay.
Because I had to stay in a fucking line for way too long.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a big following, so I know that's like
very big following. And I got there at 2:00. They usually sell out by 3. By the time I got in, all they had left was brisket. They had nothing else. Because usually they have like pork, chicken, sausage, all this other stuff. And that's cool. That's a dope business model, which I wish I could follow. It's like, I know exactly what to order for the fucking day,
Yeah, I mean,
we cook this, we sell this, we're done.
Right.
That's it. You
Well,
know? And then you get people to travel everywhere because there's people in line going like, I'm from Hawaii. I'm from fucking Wisconsin. And I'm like, I'm from Ohio,
Yeah.
But I didn't like the line structure, but whatever. So I'll put La Barbecue up a little bit higher than that because I got in and out quick. But their brisket was both very similar.
Okay.
Very tender, very moist, very delicious. La Barbecue, I like their sauces a little better because it was more of a vinegar base.
Sure. Okay.
And Franklin had the more of that like that tomato base, a little thicker. They did have vinegar sauce. Still good. Their spicy sauce was really good. But then it was
we'll tie him for second. How about that?
We'll tie him for second.
There's no third place.
Well, third will go to Rudy's.
Third will go to Rudy's.
They're tied for second.
And then your first place one.
And then Terry Black's.
Terry
fucking Black's was dope. It was dope. You get there, you have a line, but they fucking run you through it. It's very chaotic. So it was very like kind of anxiety-ish at first.
Yeah.
But once you get through, they talk to you. And they even have like all the people behind the counter. And then there's a person like, "What are you ordering?" I'm like, "I don't get any sides. I just want me." "Oh, fucking come up here." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I got my brisket and my Coke, and I like theirs because it did have like a little bit more of a subtle bite to it.
Yeah,
and that's my preference.
Mine too. Yeah,
you know, the other ones were very like you could kind of pull it with a fork.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might need a little knife around like the fatty parts and a little stuff. But like the other ones, you pull it with a fork. These guys, you kind of needed a knife to cut through, but it was still tender, and it had just the slightest bite.
Nice little pull to it.
Yeah.
Pull to it. Yeah.
And it was fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
Terry Black's was hands down the best brisket I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Ever.
I feel like most of those I'd probably be over smoked at. Like
for your taste.
You know me, I'm a mild smoke guy.
Yeah.
I just it's too much smoke. I'm already like,
but they still do live coal instead of because
pieces of wood.
Yeah, you get a lot of people up north that'll just do pieces of wood to smoke it, where you got to burn that wood first, use that as your heat source. Yeah,
they make their own charcoal.
They basically make their own charcoal.
They make their own charcoal.
Yeah. So I think you'd still like it.
Oh, I'd probably love it, but yeah.
The thing I appreciated about it most, and even at even at Franklin's, they had their spice mixes for sale. Sorry, excuse me again. And they had their brisket rub, and I was like, "What the fuck? Okay, what's in their brisket rub? Look at the ingredients: salt and pepper." They're fucking selling this bitch at like $8 a thing, $8 a little thing. And I'm like, get the fuck out of town.
Kosher salt and ground pepper.
Yeah, that's all it is. And I mean, and honestly, in my preference, that's all you really need.
Sure. Well,
sometimes you could spice it up a little bit, put a little put a little cumin in there, a little paprika or whatever you want to do, kind of zazz it up. But just a simple salt and pepper rub on that bitch and slap it in a smoker for 12 to 14 hours and you get some.
That's something I've never really done with my meat. Just do salt and pepper rub on it because I always go back to because I just started off with it.
Yeah,
and I don't know why. I'm like, no, I want to put this. Maybe I watched a video or something. I seen somebody do something, but I just adapted it to me.
Right.
So I started doing the Montreal steak seasoning, brown sugar, garlic powder, and it gets a nice, beautiful crust on it.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful bark on it, because sugar helps, obviously, because it's going
right.
to caramelize and help it and crust that in, and it tastes delicious. But I never did a straight salt and pepper on any of my briskets or anything, and I need to do that.
And it's very gradual, or not gradual. It's very liberal.
Oh,
lots of it.
Cake it on. Yeah,
there's a lot of it.
It's covered. Yeah.
I don't even think they use a binder.
No, I don't.
A lot of people use mustard and shit, but I think that true Texas barbecue is just like a salt, pepper, especially on brisket.
Yeah.
Now, because they even had like a pork rub. I didn't look in the ingredients on that, but and I'll even say, like pork, I like a little bit of more spice to, or a little more seasoning on it, than just the salt and peps. But I didn't try anybody's pork. I just had brisket.
Yeah.
I did try La Barbecue's turkey, which was amazing. Because turkey breast smoked, and usually you expect that to be dry, but it was so fucking juicy and delicious, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they figured out the timing on that perfectly, so.
Yeah, I've been harping about turkey wings forever, but that's for another time.
I'll also say it kind of sucks because every place was busy, Every place was like on the outskirts of like the downtown area, and it's like, and Austin seems like when you get downtown, it's like any other downtown. There's homeless people, there's crackheads, it's trash, there's dirt. But like in those weird little outskirts, it gets very trendy, very kind of hipstery.
Yeah, we went and visited some friends, but we went to Austin first before we went back to their house, which was a little further away at a military base. But we stayed in downtown Austin, and it was like the main street downtown was like, I don't know, like Vegas Strip, not a Vegas Strip, any big city downtown. But the street's closed off. You can walk up and down it. You can have drinks. There's bars up and down it.
Yeah.
But you can cut off to other back streets, and then there's like Container Bar. There's like all these other hipster bar type situations going on there too. All these cool food places.
Lots of microbreweries.
It was Austin's pretty cool though. It's a cool place.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was there, I did not get any of the Texas barbecue. I was trying to, but it was we just didn't have time. But I ate some Mexican food down there, too. That was banging.
Yeah?
Like, I had my best carne asada.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, yeah, I'll do the carne asada. And they brought it out, and I ate it. I was like, what the hell? What'd you season this? And the waitress came back. I'm like, can you ask what the seasoning is? She's like, I don't know what you mean. And I'm like, all right. And my wife's like, shut up. So I left it alone because I'm like eating with a big group of people. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, it was so good that like the carne asada I had there was just like beautiful, tender steak. It was close to the military base, so I wasn't even like in Austin either.
Yeah.
So can't even remember the name of the restaurant, but we went there and like ate, and I was like, oh my God, like I was in heaven with what they put on it. And it just, I'm sure it was probably like more genuine Mexican cooking.
Yeah. Well,
but I was just like, whoa.
Well, it could be because I don't know where the military base is down there, but I was staying by the airport, and the lab I worked at was right next to the airport. And so I'd imagine the people that were working.
We were only like an hour or two out of Austin or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It was not far. But this is more Tex-Mex, more right. Tex-Mex.
Because the dude I was talking to in the lab, who was a Mexican dude, he's like, I was like, where should I eat tonight? He's like, what are you in the mood for? I'm like, brisket,
Yeah.
And they're like naming off a couple things and this, that, and the other. And he's like, and then one guy's like, the Mexican dude was like, just don't eat Mexican food here. Just save yourself that. Like, it's not that good. I'm like, well, you would be the person to ask,
Yeah.
But I'm guessing since you were an hour outside, you probably got something. Because
I don't know. It was just like, because, we'll eat the Mexican food around here in Ohio and,
it's miles. And it's miles different.
Yeah. It's so different. And, there's some good places around here that do a better job than others for sure.
Yeah.
But most of them order cheap ingredients. They are cheap ground beef.
Well, and
cheap meat, and they make a profit on it. There's nothing wrong with it because it's quick and it's easy, it's fast, and
I honestly think they standardize it to appease to Ohioans as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
well, not East Coast.
Yeah,
you can go pretty big spectrum with that.
Because the best brisket I've ever had in Ohio was never at a restaurant. It's something that you've done or I've done or somebody we know has done.
Yeah.
But all the brisket down in Texas had super similarities. Like, it was almost real. Like I even said, 2 and 3, like basically call it a fucking tie.
Right.
The only reason number 1 got it is because it had a little more bite to it. If it wasn't for that, like, well, then there's a 3-way fucking tie.
Right.
And they're all better than any fucking thing you can buy in any restaurant up here. Not to bash any restaurateurs up here in Ohio. But up in this area, to appease the masses, to get it to sell, you usually got to make it a little more sweeter.
Yeah.
You got to add some sugar into it. You got to add some sweetness, and your sauces have to be a little sweeter, a little milder on the spice.
Now, am I wrong on the smoky level? Is it the same? I mean, there's obviously people probably everywhere that over smoke shit no matter what.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. So I'm asking a question you can't answer because it's my palate. So But do you feel smokier than any place around here?
Have you ever had Mission?
Yes.
Mission's brisket's probably the closest thing you can get in this area compared to down there.
That's not too smoky then.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's not wood smoked like when you go to a friend's house. Like, I smoked this, and I keep throwing wood chips on there, and here I put a whole log on there.
I'm not gonna name names, but there's some smoke joints around us that like they oversmoke shit.
Right.
Like they like I've tried multiple times to go to a place, and I'm like,
right.
What are you doing? Like, this is just too smoky. Like,
it's not supposed to be an open fire. It's supposed to be charcoal.
Yeah, and I don't know. And maybe they're not doing that or they are doing that. I have no idea. But it's just like, to me, that's just. But I'm not a big fan of a heavy smoke flavor. I like a light smoke flavor. So I'm going to be critical no matter what.
Yeah. Well, down there was a kiss.
Yeah.
It was a kiss. You taste the meat more than you taste anything.
I'm just going to be critical no matter what. So, and probably me just being that way, I'm always going to judge people that way.
Yeah.
So I could probably take a bite and be like, oh, no. But it's not like I'll still eat all of it. Trust me.
Right.
By the way, I will still eat all that food. It's not like I'm like, fuck this place. I'm giving them a bad review. Don't do any of that.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows. I just generally... I messed up so many times smoking. When I first smoked something, I made, and I'm sure we've talked about this before, I made a chicken black as this curtain behind us. It was midnight, and I had bacon over it and everything. I remember you were eating it, and you're like, oh, man, it's so good. And I'm like, oh, it's terrible, Steve. It tastes like nothing but pure, like, dirty smoke. And you're like, it's still good. And I'm like,
that's, so growing up, when we lived in Florida, my dad got a smoker, and that's kind of really before the internet and before you could, get an idea of what to do.
Yeah.
He was pissing around with it, and he oversmoked everything, and I got used to that flavor. So to me, it's like they say, you'll never have scrambled eggs like your mom made for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll never have smoked chicken like my dad made for me. So that was what I knew growing up. So that's why I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Now you give me one that's done less smoky versus my dad's, I'll probably be like, oh, this is better. Sorry. But I'll still get down on that over smoke shit because that's what I'm familiar with.
Like I said, I'm not gonna not eat it, but it's still I'm like, because it's like that oily resin, and when you're like burping up smoke all the time, oh god, it's like, ugh. No, I'm, and my neighbor Justin, I cooked some whitefish for him. I smoked some whitefish.
Yeah.
I can't remember what was it. I don't know. Somebody brought some whitefish over. I threw some on the smoker. We grilled some. We like did it 3 ways.
Yeah.
Basically, I think maybe on a walleye or something. He was, and I put too much smoke on the smoker. Too much wood chips, and the fish will absorb that like right now.
Right.
I'm like, this is really smoking. And he's like, oh my god, this reminds me of my grandpa.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my god, I love this so much. And then he went out and bought a smoker. Now he's trying to sell it because
I just saw that. I saw that. He put it up on Facebook. I know the message him like, bro, did you give up?
Yeah. He thought it was a great idea at first. Smoking's a commitment. And it's just not like, now he's just grilling and doing things. And he's just like, I just don't have time for it. Like,
well,
and his wife doesn't like it. And like, nobody else appreciates it but his neighbor, me.
Yeah.
But
I never smoke anything on mine.
I haven't smoked anything in a while either because it's been winter time, so it sucks to do.
Well, and there's a fucking internet meme. It's like when you become a middle-aged white dude, you get into, I forget what the third thing was. But it's like 3 things. It's World War II, smoking meats, or blank. And I forget what the third thing was. And I went to message him, was like, so what are you getting into World War II now? Like old military documentaries or something.
Looking for World War III,
So I guess he gave up on smoking things. He's going to start watching World War II documentaries.
Speaking of which, I was going to ask you this question.
Yeah, what's up?
Because right now, I mean, we'll make this a damn good time. But everybody's freaking out about like EMPs happening.
Yeah.
The grid going down.
We've been worried about that for a while.
Is this just because we're getting older? Like, does every generation worry about this? Like, does everybody like eventually like, oh God, this world's collapsing because of this shit? Or do we feel like we're actually at a peak of a point? Because it seems like, obviously your TikToks or you look at your ages. There's not a young kid out there like, oh shit, the world's going down. I'm living in a cabin.
Yeah. Yeah, all the young kids are just like, whatever. And then
whatever. I'm trying to get 100,000 followers.
The world's going to hell in a handbasket. Yeah. We got people out there with the Zims and the Zers, and I don't even know what these kids are thinking now. Nobody wants to work anymore. That's the same fucking rhetoric that every generation's been speaking about. The generation before them
every year, right?
Every fucking time,
right?
And then before, like the Cold War.
You know what I mean? Politicians are all corrupt. I feel like that's all.
Look at the fucking Cold War. I mean, I guess it was probably. I'm probably giving it less credit than it's due, but it was just fear of war. Is all it was.
Yeah.
It was just a fucking arms race of like, well, they got news, we got news, we should have more news. What's going on them? You're bitching to these people, we're bitching to them. We're going to war, but we're not actually in a war.
It's the media hype, right? I don't know.
They're controlling you by fear.
It's just, yeah. Then we should buy more shit. Keep buying shit. Yep. Don't slow down.
It is a big marketing ploy, I guess. It's the
thought did cross my mind.
Think about to our grandparents. They get a car, they get a house, they have a job, they're happy. They can keep their kids fed. That's it. They don't want from much more.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I never asked my grandpa, like, do you want a Rolex? He'd probably be like, I don't care. But then it's like now they're trying to push this like consumerism thing into us. It's like just keep buying, and then it's this whole fear of the imminent doom coming in. Of the war, of like, yeah, the world could end tomorrow. So what? You know what? Go out, max out that credit card, buy our stuff, be happy in the moment. I feel like it's just a big marketing ploy to scare us and to be like, well, I don't know where I'm going to be in a year. The world could end. Let me go splurge right now.
Right.
Instead of just
I'm going to buy more guns.
Instead of sitting at home being fucking happy,
I don't know. Yeah. I was thinking about that because, like, I've seen people from every different sector reacting differently to it. And a lot of people going crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought we were getting literally EMP'd today because this was before today.
Yeah.
Because it was going to be March 1st, and there's people on TikTok, like, screaming about it, like, oh, it's happening, March 1st, everybody get ready. And these people are literally running to the store and buying up canned food and goods. And I'm like, no, I don't know these people well.
It's funny, I haven't heard this yet. I like to keep my ear to the conspiracy theories. I love them. I love dabbling.
I don't know these people well, and
toe.
I don't know why March 1st would be anything or do anything.
I don't know what the March 1st ringer is, but I have heard that like even Bezos himself just sold like billions of dollars worth of stock. Zuck cashed out a bunch of stock. There's CEOs of like certain banks and shit that have never cashed out money in the last 12 years that are cashing out high dollar amounts of money. And billionaires have been building bunkers. Like Zucky's got a bunker right now.
Yeah, we keep hearing that too. Like, so they're building bunkers. Like they're buying land that's above a certain elevation.
Yeah.
They're buying all that land. Like, it's just like, I think it's all misinformation, but Bill, still.
I do believe, I don't know, I've never seen the bunker. I haven't seen pictures of the bunker. I haven't seen receipts.
Yeah, you seen any of that?
No.
And
then but I've heard.
You don't think one guy on that job is going to leak a photo of it?
I've heard.
Ever?
So I've heard this. This one makes sense. I've heard that Bill Gates is the number one land owner in the United States right now.
Yeah.
And it's all farmland. But then I get his thing because he's trying to push all this plant-based shit.
But it's supposed to be higher elevation, that if a wave hit, it's above this as well. It's like, all right, well, first off.
Yeah, stop it.
First off, he doesn't. But second off,
yeah,
the planning that would go and fall to that would be like, I only want this land at this elevation, and I will pay the top dollar for it, and they will sell it to me. Either he's buying fucking deserts right now.
Yeah.
Hoping they're going to be utopias, or it's all made up. It's like, I need some receipts. And nobody's giving you receipts.
Right.
When they do this shit, they're just like, oh no, he owns it. I'm like, where are you getting this information? Well, I saw it on this video.
This TikToker said.
Does he know? No, you can Google it. I'm like, well, why didn't he Google it and show me the receipt?
Yeah.
They're all just blah, 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 blah,
so there is
blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, oh, we're one trusted source. No, you're not the fucking news. I don't care.
Yeah, there is this one TikToker.
Fuck off.
There is this one TikToker. I don't even know his name because I don't follow anybody on TikTok. I don't try to lump myself into an algorithm, but I get built in there anyway based on what I watch anyway.
Yeah. We just build ourselves more up.
Yeah.
Into end of the world conspiracies.
Yeah.
And anybody's listening to this, guess what?
But this one dude actually does show sources and stuff. Like he does show a lot of sources and like court papers and things and stuff. Which could be generated. I don't know.
At this point in time, we got AI. Be like, AI, do this. And it's like, here's a fucking fake document.
I just saw one that he showed, which I kind of want to do my own research into this. But Diddy just got sued because apparently he's a part of this whole.
We spending G's.
No, he's a part of this whole sex trafficking, the elite Hollywood. Like Epstein-ish, but of the rap community now.
Oh, God.
But I have heard a lot of people and on a lot of other podcasts say that Diddy is no one to fuck with because he will make you disappear. That's like a known fact. Like, because the conspiracy theory is that he was the one that put a hit out on Tupac. He started the whole East Coast West Coast war.
Could be.
And he was, and then once again, like he goes into all this shit and like, well, show me the receipts.
Yeah. Right. Let's get further down the line. Besides gang war, now we're talking way other crazy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then he's showing his ties to all these other powerful people and blah blah blah.
Oh, he met with this guy and saw this guy. Yeah.
And then you put up the poster board and you can draw the fucking little yarn and stuff.
You know what? The MPS. Let's just let it happen.
Yeah, dude. Let's start from scratch. You know?
EMP the whole world.
Hit the fucking credit card companies like Fight Club wanted to do.
Yeah. More than likely what's going to happen is like meteors going to smash in us and kill us all again.
Yeah. So, more than likely what's going to happen is we're going to die before we have to worry about any of it.
Oh, yeah. No. You're going to be sick worrying about it and like preparing for it. And your food stores are going to go bad, and your kids are going to have to throw them all out in the trash. Yeah. Like, my parents were psychos. I don't know what's going on. AI is fucking... I got my robots cleaning it out. It's fine.
Yeah. That's my philosophy is, like, I never plan on living this long anyway, so I'm on borrowed time anyhow. So I'm just going to spend the rest of my years having a damn good time and not fucking worrying about it too much. I'll be smart about some shit. Keep a couple of arms on me. You know, it might not be a bad idea to actually have some canned goods and some spare water. Because even if, like,
I always kind of do.
Yeah, but think about the last time a fucking ice storm came through and your power's down for 4 days.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck, you know, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to kind of be, not to be a prepper for the end of the world, but, like, be prepared for a fucking week at least, you know?
Yeah, I can still start a fire and boil some water if I need to.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
I can still purify some water, do whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the real threat to all of us, by the way, is Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Because, you know what?
Well,
yeah, some people can push some buttons, do some shit, and they can fuck up half the country.
We already know that the world power can control the weather, dude.
Tornado or a 200-mile-per-hour wind that just sweeps across the entire world.
Yeah.
That's going to wreak more havoc than anything you ever seen before in your life.
We already know that the world government can control the weather. We have HARP.
So, yeah, I actually...
It blasts beams into the ionosphere and can make it rain on people and stuff, dude. Haven't you heard? Wake up, bro.
What's funny, though, you just mentioned that about the food stuff, because I was just, like, driving the other day, and I'm like, maybe I should put, like, a little food storage bin together to last me, like, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
In case, like, another COVID thing hits and everybody goes in there and gets crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, what would I put in it? I'm like, probably, like, 50 pounds of rice, because that's, like, filling as shit. Like, 50 pounds of rice will last you a long time.
Yeah.
That'll last you a few weeks, at least a couple weeks. I was like, cans of Spam. all day.
Nutrient dense.
Spam, man.
Dude, when COVID first hit and I was still in the oil field, I was working in West Virginia, and I think they were talking about state lines being shut down and shit. That's whenever your wife and my wife, I think there's a third person.
Your ex-sister-in-law.
What?
Yeah, your ex-sister-in-law. She's not married to your brother-in-law anymore. Amanda.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that one.
They all went to the liquor store.
I was thinking of my brother's ex-wife. I'm like, no, they didn't. Okay, yeah. They all went to the liquor store, bought a bunch of handles of shit.
We had They came back with like $8,000 or $1,000 worth of liquor.
Yeah, and I was down in West Virginia. I was in my service truck, and I went to the grocery store, and of course, like all the TP and paper towels were gone. But I went to the canned goods aisle, and I started buying like tuna and salmon in cans, and I got a little tote that I put in the back of my truck. I'm like, I don't know how long I'll be stuck here. And then I went to the liquor store and I bought 3 cartons of cigarettes and 4 handles of Jack Daniels. I'm like, I don't know how long I'll be stuck here. And if anything happens, I could sell the cigarettes and
That's the most tradable thing in the world.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. That's a hot commodity,
cigarettes
dude.
and booze,
yeah,
man.
bro. And the crazy thing
I
is,
will take smoking back up if that.
Yeah.
My e-cigs are dead.
Yeah, how you going to charge that?
now.
How you going to charge that with an EMP, huh?
Yeah, in life stressful, be like, you know what? Give me cigarettes again.
I need analog smoke. I don't need this digital shit no more. Yeah. But even that shit, it kind of got you into that little kind of prepper mentality, and I don't want to do it because I'm a crazy person. I want to do it because it seems kind of fun. Just like, yeah, I mean, back in the Cold War and shit, people built bomb shelters and stuff.
Yeah,
Brandon Fraser was on a whole fucking movie based around it.
I don't think there's anything crazy with building a one tub with 2 weeks of food for your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 2 weeks of survival.
Yeah.
Because in 2 weeks, shit could maybe get sorted out at least, or at least you're in a good position to be like, look, we don't have to leave the house. We can lock it down. We can kind of figure it out. We get 2 weeks worth of food. It doesn't take a lot.
We're both kind of in like little tight knit communities where we don't have to worry too much about the people around us.
Right.
You know, I do like that. The one thing I'm freaked out about is there's an airfield down the road from my house.
Right.
And then I see...
Not good. You're pinpointing your position already. And he's going to talk about what he's going to pack in a survival kit, folks. Pinpoint him.
No, because I feel like I'd be like, hey, I'm able-bodied. Fucking sign me up. Let's go. You know?
But
let me be a part of the resistance.
No, I mean...
I'll bring my own weapon.
There's people with the bunkers and stuff like that. To me, it's like, oh, mass tragedy is going to happen. Half the world's going to get wiped out. Let me go live in my bunker for 20 years.
Yeah.
No. Just
how boring is that?
Just fucking blow me up.
Yeah. As long as I don't end up in a concentration camp, you know?
Yeah.
In a work camp or something, some bullshit like that. Say, you know,
what are you going to do in a bunker for 20 years? Like
that sounds boring as fuck.
Unless I got nonstop electricity and
I had a great life, dude.
Online video games.
Let me die on a high note. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Like I've had a damn good time thus far. I don't want my golden years spent chiseling rocks or whatever the fuck they're gonna make you do.
We're making this tunnel bigger.
I worked through the no fuck off. And I'm sorry. Yeah, that might be insensitive to people that had family that survived concentration camps or anything like that.
I think that's done.
But
I think we're over that. But
there might still be.
Well, I mean, they have them, but they didn't know them directly. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the oldest one just passed away at like 103 or something like that, and that was probably 5 or 10 years ago. Yeah, no, there's. I mean, either way, no, we're not trying to be insensitive. But
no, yeah, but.
The fact is the matter, like, do you want to live in a bunker underground?
Just so for instance,
with your family.
For instance,
does that sound like a damn good time?
I know somebody personally that had this crazy thought of like, you know what? If the gates are storming, I'm just going to take out my family so they don't have to suffer. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's much, yeah. Yeah, now that's a far side there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know, I'd be like, I'll die fighting for you after that. You know.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys will figure it out and you're not stuck suffering. But
That goes the.
I'm not gonna kill you, so you don't have to suffer. And then I say I go win. It's like, oh, I come back and like, well, shit. I wish I hadn't have done that.
That goes the TV show on HBO that was made after the video game.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Yep.
Where his daughter's killed like right in front of him, and his brother like kills the guy, and like they pulls him out, and like
good show, by the way.
And then he's just like scarred because his wife and daughter are dead, and like he's just like his wife died of cancer though before that, and he just had his daughter. I don't know what like.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, I don't remember a wife
construction worker like blah, but like trying to protect his daughter.
Pedro
like,
Pascal.
No, we're fine. Yeah, and he's like becoming the actor.
He's America's like, sweetheart.
The actor now, the Mandalore and everything. Like, but yeah, like what do you do in that situation? Like you got nothing left. You got your brother, and then your brother leaves your ass and goes somewhere else. And you're in a community burning bodies, and
you start scavenging weapons, get a dog, go eat dog food. You become Mad Max, bro. That's what I'd do.
I guess. Right.
It sounds boring, but I mean, I'm not. I don't think I'm able or willing.
Is it weird that everybody?
I don't think I'm ever willing and able to do it myself. So I'll just push on.
Well, there's a reason like apocalyptic movies are popular because everybody, for something inside of them, wants us to revert back to that. I feel like there's something inside them that wants to be like, can I survive?
Right.
And for 95% of the people out there, absolutely not.
No.
I don't even know if I could. I don't even know if I could.
I'd struggle.
I think I have some survival skills. I know how to fish. I know some about hunting, not a lot.
Terrible at fishing.
But I know a lot of people that know a lot about hunting.
Terrible at hunting. I know how to fire a weapon. I'm not good at sneaking up on animals.
I don't have the supplies stocked up. I don't have a bunker. I don't have this. I don't have that. Like, so obviously the cities, they're gone.
Yeah.
But there will be some people left.
Yeah. There'll be the troll people living in the sewers.
Yeah. But the question is, how bad will it get? How bad will humanity turn on itself before it's okay again?
It just turns into Wild West, Yeah.
And I mean, the Walking Dead and like some of these shows have tried to show it. I just wonder, will it get that bad? Will it get that bad where it's just like there's brutal people out there like eating each other? Or like that cannibalism?
No, because
there's like gangs rolling over stuff. Or
and there's theories too that like civilization as we know it has happened over and over again.
Yeah,
and the fall of it is like a wipeout real quick.
Yeah,
and then the only people that survive are the tough people, and then that's when you get those barbaric times. The barbaric times of it's only the strong ones, and the strong ones usually aren't that smart and sophisticated.
Yeah.
No offense, but then they're the ones that rebuild society in a more archaic, barbaric way, and then they make it easier for the next generation, which makes it easier, and then that's how you build up. Because then all of a sudden, what is it? Hard times make strong men make happy kids happy or something. There's some kind of
strong men make easy times.
Yeah, that's what it is. Strong men make easy times. Easy times make easy kids.
Yeah,
and then it. It just kind of keeps cycling over. I don't think we're going to see any of this in our time.
Yeah.
By that time, I'll be like 80 anyway.
Right.
Or I'll already be dead because I had a heart attack at 65 or something.
Well, I feel like every generation is probably like, oh, we're about to be on the cliffs of something. But I feel like we are about to be on the cliffs of something because like our technology is getting way up there where we got robots doing shit.
We're going to be fighting robots before we fight anybody else.
All right, we're putting our brain in the robots, and then the next thing we know, it's like,
that actually would be what happens with an EMP. Is if the robots get too much power, then we will, as a resistance, will figure out a way to hit the EMP.
It's the Matrix
to wipe
101, baby.
To wipe out the wipe out the robot forces, and then we become homesteader farmers again.
Well, this is a damn good time podcast. Conspiracy theory hour.
Let's move off of this topic.
I think we're keeping it general, though. We kept it pretty general.
It's comedic and it's fun.
I think everybody kind of thinks this way, and it goes back and forth in your head, and that's just kind of what I'm trying to go into.
Some more than others, and others less than others.
I don't dive hard either way. I try not to dive either way. Like I don't think nothing's gonna happen, but
I do think it's weird that some people romanticize the idea about it.
That's what I was trying to say with zombies.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the zombie fact because it's like, oh, I can just run around blowing people's heads off. I'm like,
the thing is,
that'll get old eventually, real quick.
And the thing is, if you want to live that way, go out into the fucking desert, build a cabin, and live that way. Like, if that's really your shtick, if you're romanticizing this whole post-apocalyptic world where there's no technology, you can literally do that right now.
Yeah, just go in the woods.
You can do that right now. You don't have to mold into this society. You could go. You just go.
Well, they want the rest of it, though, with them. Like, it's easy, and they're not getting sick, and they don't need antibiotics. They don't need that. Like, it's not that easy. Nothing would be easy about that.
But I'm saying, like, if that's what you really want, just go do it. Go do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. It just there's land out there. You can buy land in the middle of fucking nowhere, live on the side of the hill in a log cabin, and then grow your own food. You know, find a couple cows, be self-sufficient, off the grid. There you go. You're basically living a post-apocalyptic world right there.
Join the Amish community.
Yeah.
Well, that's a franchise you can get a part of.
Yeah.
All right.
Just hope you love your cousin. All right, let's get off of that whole.
I know, that was long. That's all right. Sorry, guys. But apocalypse ramp.
Yeah, long story short, there's nothing wrong with like having like a 2-week supply. I don't think that's wrong at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I still would love to burrow a cave into this hill back here. That'd be so fucking dope.
All right.
You know?
This is making a man cave, too.
Somebody, just tunneling. I just want a tunnel, you know? I want to build a burrow. Yeah, and then like a little like an actual caveman cave.
We want a den.
Yeah,
like
dude.
bears.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know, I feel like we're all a little bit like bears. Anyways.
Almost like it'd be like 2 bears, but in one cave. No, that's another podcast.
That's another podcast.
Somebody else is already
famous
doing that.
People. Whatever,
yeah,
who cares?
By the way, when I was in Austin, I looked up the location and I visited their. I didn't go in, but I saw where their studio is. I thought that was kind of cool.
Sick.
I saw the Comedy Mothership. Shout out to Joe Rogan's podcast, Jerry. Huh?
Put a sticker.
No, I didn't get out of the car. I just like, hey, that's where it is. I even pulled up a YouTube video that Instagram video that they posted, and I'm like, that's it. That's the background. That's where I'm here. Like, but I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
I don't want to be. Hey, I love your show. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, but you get enough of them, I'm sure. Anyways,
one thing I wanted to share when I was in Austin. Downtown, they were shooting a music video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I stood in the background. I took a little video recording of it. And then I Googled it afterwards because I could hear, because I kept playing the song over and over again. They'd reset and then shoot, reset, shoot.
Sure.
And it's an Usher song. I just looked it up.
Of course. Mr. Super Bowl.
The name of the song is Bad Girl. Obviously, the video isn't out now. So when the video for Bad Girl comes out, you'll be able to see this video. I don't think there's enough because there's a lot of background noise. Mm-hmm. Sorry, this is going to make for poor audio whenever I show this if you're listening. But if you're watching, you'll be able to see the set and everything. Hold on. I didn't mean to hit play.
Pull up our YouTube feed.
I didn't mean to hit play. I want to make sure. Yeah, okay. We got picture in picture there. So this is downtown Austin, and this is them shooting a music video.
Right, so we got the camera.
Yeah. Camera guys are back there. They're focused on that guy in the yellow.
Guy in the yellow.
And that's all I got. But like,
well, you got close enough to
yeah. But even those 2 jokers on the left, they're just normal people walking down the sidewalk. Because I already
that girl's an extra. She just did a double step when she was supposed to. You can see the girl carrying the handbag there.
Yeah. She was an extra. She reset. All these people crossing the road.
Crossing over. Oh, and double step. Sorry. I was on off cue.
Yeah.
Reset.
Yeah. So, because I even like it. It must be a cut scene or something where the video doesn't really show Usher as the main character because sorry, I didn't mean to replay that.
You keep doing it. What do you want?
Because there wasn't enough security there for it to be Usher. Like I said, in that video, you see those two guys walking up the sidewalk on the left. They were just walking right up to where the set was, you know?
Yeah.
Like the cops were stopping traffic, but they weren't stopping people. So I don't think Usher himself was there. You know, I'm sure that maybe the music video shows a story.
Sure wasn't Usher?
I don't think so. Like I said,
sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe he's got a stunt double?
Usher's got better moves than that. Unless, like, maybe they superimpose his face over it.
I mean, they could.
Like I said, there was not enough security there for it to actually be Usher.
I mean, what's the point of doing it in downtown Austin? Like, I mean, the buildings look cool and stuff. Like,
I don't know how Hollywood works altogether, but I do know that big cities will sometimes shop out, shoot a video here.
Yeah.
And do this here. Come give us your money.
I wonder if he mentions Austin in the song or something.
We'll charge you for. We'll definitely charge you for. Shutting the streets down. We'll take your fucking money.
Yeah, for the cops and everything. Yeah,
we'll take your because it's going to be an influx in revenue because all the actors, all the people.
Hey, you should have jumped in the middle of that. That's all I'm saying.
I should have. Well, there might be a chance where I don't know. I don't think their camera angle was on me, but if you watch that video,
you don't know where all the cameras are.
You could see. Yeah, you could see in the background this dude in a gray jacket that has my work logo on it with my phone up, videotaping
it. Like, get close up on that guy.
Yeah, because before I even took that video, like where those two dudes were walking up the sidewalk, I walked all the way up there.
Yeah.
And they had done a couple takes. I'm like, what's going on up here? And then I was like, I shouldn't be here. But I was sitting there thinking, like, maybe that should have been. Because I always tell people.
So they just keep going back and forth on that same crossing, too.
Yeah. It's like, all right. You hear somebody going, okay, recording on 3, and action. And then they go, and like, cut, reset. And then everybody just goes back to where they were.
Do they walk backwards when they do it?
No.
Or do they turn around and go back? Ah.
They go back.
I would, if I was an actor, I'd walk backwards. Like, I'm rewinding.
Yeah. Pull the Ace Ventura bit from Pet Detective, you know? Let's see that in instant replay. Yeah, no, I
gotta do it. I gotta do it. This feels right.
They did that like 6 times, so I feel like it would get old after that.
Jesus.
And that's when I showed up. Who knows how many times they hit it. And then it's so funny because it was like 46 degrees in Austin that day.
The guy going.
Yeah, because the one dude I watched him. He's got his little drink in his hand and he like stops and like does like a double take or something. And then does like a little like stutter step to, ooh, I'm hip and I'm gonna walk forward again. You know,
I'm looking at that hottie.
What's up, baby?
What's up, baby girl? What's up, girl? What's up, girl?
Yeah. And so, but yeah, I made it up there and I was standing behind the scenes. There's like a big light truck there and shit. And then I was like, I should probably get out of here before somebody.
I would have tried to penetrate all of that.
Yeah.
I would have been like, what's up?
Or we were talking off camera. That should have been one of those chances in life where I was like, just act like you belong. And that could have been an extra.
Me and my wife would be like, can we go like, I'd be like, can we make out in the background? Like, so just like make your movie sexy.
It makes me think of
or your video sexy.
It makes me think of
like, no, you're too ugly. I'm like, shit.
It makes me think of Always Sunny in Philadelphia whenever they hired Dee as like an extra. She's supposed to be dead, but she's like making eye contact with the camera the whole time. And it'd be me like, yeah, just okay, bro, just cross the crosswalk. I'd be like, just watching the camera the whole time. Hey, hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. I'm in an Usher video. You know.
Yeah. I feel like you would take it very serious. Like they'd be like, "Oh, actually, we want you to shoulder bump him." And like,
the funny thing is, I'd be too serious. I'd be trying to do it too serious, but I'm like, trying to get my face right. Trying to get my face right. Like, what
do I do with my hands? What do I do with my hands?
And then I'm walking too stiff, or I walk like the Seinfeld lady where she doesn't move her arms.
Do you want my hands in my pockets?
Should they be in the pockets, or should I?
Do you want me to cross them? Do you want me to
Can I get a line?
Touch my nipples? His nipples.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. You know. So, But I thought it was cool. That was the first time I ever actually like saw a live set too. Like, that was pretty neat.
Ran right in the middle of it.
Ha! I pulled my wiener out.
Oh, no, not that.
Oh, okay.
He would have gotten arrested.
Probably.
I mean, you would have got arrested either way, but you would have gotten decent exposure, and then you would have been allowed within a radius of schools after that, and that would have been a bigger problem. No, why is that a response?
I don't know.
Pull my penis out?
Should I hang brain? Should I throw it
Why
on?
is that even a response from you? No, that's never a good
Unless they have really good cameras, might not have picked it up. It was cold that day.
There's nothing that ever is hang dong.
No.
There's nothing.
No responses ever, just pull it out?
No.
Oh, yeah. You're probably right.
No, I will take that back.
When do you pull it out?
You're about to get murdered, and you have nothing else you can do. Like,
yeah, you might throw it a word, or if you
there's 4 guys with handguns at you, and they're like, "You got any last words?"
You just like slowly unzip your pants.
Yeah,
And just this.
And you're like,
"These are my last words. Look at my penis."
Do you want to know how I know you're gay? Do you want to know how you're homo? Oh, shit.
You can't be homophobic, bro.
You know how you're gay. Sorry, I'm just diving into it. And then you run at them.
What you say is this where you want to be right now? Killing a man when he's exposed?
Well, they just run at him. And then either they have to shoot you dead, which they were already planning on doing anyways.
Yeah, they were going to do it anyhow.
Or they're going to run away in fear because your wiener is out.
Yeah.
And a very straight man might run away in fear from a wiener.
True.
That's been proven on the streets and YouTube a lot of times. So.
And then a non-straight man might fall in love with you at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this guy's got balls.
Yeah.
Balls that I want to kiss.
You hug him and steal his gun, and then you shoot everybody back.
Well, and then you're his boyfriend, or you're gonna die.
Or you just die with your wiener out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We found him with 4 bullet holes in his head, but
or they're like,
wiener's out.
Or they're like, we were gonna cut it off anyway, but now that you got it out, we'll just do it before you're dead. Like, oh no, that's went horribly wrong.
I mean, you're dead.
Either way, I had a damn good time trying. You know what I mean?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you gave it a shot, you know?
Here's to go. Excuse me. You turn around.
Just give me one more. That's what you do.
One more before I go, boys.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid it's a fear boner. I don't know what to do with it. Just give me one more before I go.
And maybe by yourself. 15, 20 seconds.
Worst comes to worst, you drop a load before you die.
Yeah.
You're on a high note, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad scenario.
No.
Either way you put it.
And then they don't want to grab you because you're all sticky.
Yeah. And then you either bull rush
This is wildly
or you finish.
I really hope my mom watches this episode.
Either bull rush or you finish. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's like,
or
hey,
you could do both at the same time.
You got me. You got me, right?
Imagine being part of that 3-man crew and the other 2 die, and then one guy runs away, and he's like, this guy, we were going to mug him, we were going to take his shit, we were getting ready to kill him, and he just started jerking off, and he killed the other 2. He killed...
Well, my thought is...
He killed Pete with his dick in his hand.
My thought is that move only works with multiple guys involved, not one.
I guess there were one.
No, one is just going to be like, you're going to be like, wait, hang on. Let me do one more thing. And you start pulling your zipper down, he's going to be like, bam. No. I ain't about to see you
Hopefully
dead.
you're wearing sweatpants. You just, bam!
But if it's like
easy access, flop
2 guys,
like,
then he's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" And then they're both gonna like glance at each other. Like,
should we? I don't know.
I've never seen this shit before. And when they glance at each other, that's when you give them the big surprise.
Let's turn that into a sketch. Let's turn it into a sketch and see if we can get it on SNL.
Let's just do it on our own TikTok and shit like that. That's the big surprise.
Yeah.
You know? Give them the big surprise.
And then, like, well, I heard you got a fear boner. I got to do something with it.
And then when you give them the surprise, they're like, "Oh my god, no, I don't want to kill you anymore, man. That's sad. That's sad."
Yeah.
No, we're good at skit comedy, but we just don't do it. But we could.
Well, we don't have a film crew or resources.
We could if we didn't have a bunch of friends that didn't want to hang out all the time.
They do want to hang out all the time. They just don't want to make videos with us. We could get Tyler to film us.
You want to make videos on Facebook?
All right. I think that's all the cool.
Anyways, yeah.
I got maybe all the cool shit I had to talk about. I mean, we could ramble on for a lot more about other stuff.
I mean, that's all we do when we hang out. We just ramble on about everything that's awesome and amazing.
Yeah.
But you know what?
What's that?
I had myself a damn good time. Steve.
No shit.
How was your time?
It was pretty damn good.
I fucked you up there a little bit. On purpose a little bit. But
it was a damn good, if I'm being specific. My time was a damn good, for sure.
It's fun.
ADGT for short,
ADGT.
baby. Hashtag ADGT.
Hey. Make sure you guys tell your friends about us.
We hope you guys had a damn good time as well. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Do all that stuff. Talk to us. Let us know if you want any specifics for us to talk about instead of us just rambling on about whipping our penises out in front of muggers.
Yeah, and some
apocalypses and stuff.
Holy shit.
Let us know. And
we'll get there.
As always, tune in next week. We'll be here.
Coming back at you.
Love you guys. I love
Whether
you,
like
Cody.
it or not. Love you too, bro.
And we will see you next week.
To a damn good time.
Cheers.